That's crazy. We need to do some. We need to do some sponsorship or something.
Yeah,
get that going.
Let's get him in the Lockerverse. I got you. All right, you ready? Yo, welcome to QB Unplugged with Deshaun Watson and me, myself, Quincy Avery, brought to you by Lockerverse. Tap in for exclusive content. Join the Dog Pound community. Each week, we bring you unique perspective from the quarterback position with top high school, college guys, and NFL quarterback Deshaun Watson. This week, we have a special guest, Casey Bullock, an absolute fucking baller who's been out here getting it done for the number 10 team in the nation.
Number 10 in the nation.
Yeah. Number 10 is way higher than Clemson is right now in college football. But I ain't going to say, I'm going to leave
Shots, huh?
I'm just fucking around, My bad. Casey, tell us a little bit about your game, bro.
Season started off good. We're 4-0, you know. Our offense is pretty run-heavy, power read, so I'm a dual-threat QB, run the ball a lot, throw it a lot, kind of even out the defense, make them pick what they want to defend.
Smooth. I like it. Dual threat.
Does a lot.
Do everything.
So I got to ask, all right, the elephant in the room. I know. What's up with the knee brace, bro?
Yeah, this past game this Saturday.
Were you shaking somebody out there? Shit, like, eh?
I was, yeah. I actually made one guy miss, and then I was bracing myself as I was getting into the end zone. I actually got dropped on the 1 yard line, but helmet came in from the outside. Knee collapsed. But we'll be back soon.
And you're a big-time quarterback. Been getting recruitment, letters, all that. What's the recruiting process for somebody like you? Ohio is a very big football state, like probably one of the best coached states of football, but they're not necessarily known as much for, like, their raw talent, especially at the quarterback position. So how's that been going?
It was a little rough for me. I mean, we had a lot of other Power 5 guys on our team, so I think they took a lot of the attention on our team. And, you know, with my size, I'm not a huge guy, not too tall. So I didn't get the big looks that I anticipated earlier on, but it started coming in towards the end of the year in this offseason after I got my film from last season. We won the state championship, but you know I just decided to take a school that really wanted me instead of trying to chase a bigger school.
And what's that school?
Davidson College.
Nice.
That's out. Was it in the Carolinas? In the Carolinas, right?
North Carolina. It's right by Duke.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Well, let's tap into your film. I think what you did. I looked at your highlight tape earlier. It was nothing but baller plays. You were out here dominating the competition, right?
Yep.
But what you did when you brought this tape to us, you said, these are some plays I fucked up on. Like, let's talk ball. Let's figure out how I can get better. I think that's probably the best perspective to have is always searching for, like, what we can get better at.
Never getting comfortable.
Yeah, that's something that Deshaun and I do really on a weekly basis. I know a lot of times people talk about how well he's doing, but I get to be the one who goes, nah, let's get better at that. So let's crank the tape up, and you kind of run the camera, and we're going to talk about – you tell us what you're trying to do before the play, what the concept was, and then we'll kind of talk about the defense and what our thoughts are pre-snap, and then go from there.
All right, so this team we were playing, they were a quarters team, running pretty much cover 4 and cover 6. But here and there, they would drop their Mike backer. We called him the robber. You kind of sit in the middle of the field. And then they would drop a guy off the edge to an odd front.
That's a really unique. They got they got 3 down covering
that 3-3 defense.
Yeah.
And this guy was dropping into.
So they almost do like a drop 8 versus.
Yeah.
Okay. What were you guys trying to do concept wise?
So we got mirrored smash concept here, and then we were trying to get the running back up the middle, but obviously that robber guy was there for him. So my question was, is there something you can check to? Is there a route from the backfield that you would like if you saw this? And
if I saw this right here, I'm throwing the hitch.
Throwing the fucking hitch.
Throw the hitch. Take the hitch. And I even myself, and even this past game, you know, playing against Cincinnati is an area where I came out watching the tape. I could have got better at just taking checkdowns. You can never go wrong taking a profit. And that's universal quarterback saying. You never go wrong taking a profit. Take the check down, be able to take 5, keep the chains moving, or you get even closer. I'm assuming this is, because I see the yardstick, I'm assuming you can get a first down on this play. Yep. So if you take this hitch, you never know. He might break that tackle, and he's right in at the pylon. You know what I'm saying? So take the soft hitch, take the easy throw. I know you have a little pressure right here, but, yeah, nothing. You don't have to check. There's no exotic play or anything like that. They want to give you those free access throws, just take it.
And I think the more you start to understand what defenses are trying to do, because every time they create a defense, there's things that they're okay with giving up, right? They go quarters, they're okay with giving up a hitch because you're running vertical from number 2 there. It's a vertical release, so that outside linebacker can't push wide enough to get there right now. He's got to put hands on number 2. You throw the ball to number 1 right now, when the defensive coordinator drew that defense up, he said, yeah, throw this hitch. Like, he actually wants you to throw that.
Yep.
He wants you to throw it. You want to throw it, take it.
Every coverage have a weakness. And on offense, every play scheme, got a weakness too. So that's that chess of just who can establish that weakness the most to be able to benefit their team.
Got it.
Wait a second. Tell us what's going on. You out
First
here
off,
running
this angle.
shit.
What is this angle? This
gotta be a drone.
We got a drone.
Yeah, we got a drone. This is one of our scrimmages, but all right. So this is just straight up cover 1, and we're running just normal 4 verticals. And I know it sounds pretty simple, but for our guys, I'd say our DBs kind of probably had the better matchup with this. Just knowing their DBs, they had a few D1 guys in the secondary. If you have guys like this, man to man, and you don't really love a matchup with any of them, are you going to try to look off the safety and hit a seam, or are you just going straight outside?
First off, so it just depends. So first, if it's man, if it's 4 verts, I'm finding my matchup. Where is my matchup? Okay, cool. Where's my best receiver? If it's to the left, is it to the right? Then I'm going to find the tightest press guy. I see to the right side right here.
This right cornerback.
Right cornerback. Yeah, he's pressed. So I know I like my matchup with that receiver because it's a tighter coverage. I don't have to hold the ball long enough. Safety's in the middle of the field. So especially in high school with the hashes being so far apart, you got so much field, you can just keep your eyes on them on the first drop and then let the ball release. I'm taking that matchup to the field because he's pressed, and I'm not even worried about the safety. But if your best receiver is down here at the bottom, some guys like throwing go routes versus off corner. So it just depends on who you're playing against and what kind of corner you're going against.
Really having a good relationship. But you got one high right here, right? So what I would be thinking, and this is, I think a lot of times, Deshaun's a really aggressive quarterback. So he has a very aggressive mindset, right? And you can do that if you're one of the best quarterbacks in the world. But when I call 4 verts, or as my high school coach, I'm calling 4 verts, I'm really hoping that my quarterback gets to the back, because when you go 4 verts and your back gets out, you basically get a one-on-one. You're running back in space versus a linebacker. Seems like, I just threw the ball 5 yards, but that 5 yards turns into 35, 40 yards so many times. There was a play in Deshaun's. He was playing in the playoffs against the Buffalo Bills, and it was so funny because we had talked about this.
It was at 3rd and 17.
Yeah, we had talked about this. I feel like a few weeks before, he had played like the Chiefs. I'm like, bro, just hit your check. Like, just stop being aggressive. 3rd and 17, he hits it back, first down. Right? And it doesn't seem like that big of a thing.
And that was a game-winning drive, too.
Exactly. He wins the game because he was like, let me get to the check down. Right? And that just ability to just find a back one-on-one versus a linebacker. Tom Brady's going to be one of the greatest quarterbacks ever.
Taking the
so
check
willing
down.
to throw the ball 5 and 6 yards. Just like that hitch, now we throw it to the back, right? Your completion percentage goes up, your yards go up, your touchdowns go up. More girls like you, bigger schools want
You know what Brady would do? He would get up, he would call the play, Hut, do his little cadence, and on the snap, Hut, he'll play action to the back and tell him, cover 2, get out. Because he already knew he's going to the back, and he'd dump it off to the back. So the back wouldn't even block because no one's pressuring. It's cover 2, so the back will understand through preparation through the week. He would literally turn his back, cover 2, get out. Set up, everyone seats, take the back, 12, 15 yards, a pop.
Fucking stealing. It is stealing. This looks like a big game. What we got going on here?
This is state championship last year. So right here from number 2, we call it like a middle hook. He's just trying to sit and find the hole over the middle. And then we got a quick out from number 3. From number 3. And number 1, we got a corner. And then we're basically just reading this.
Okay.
We call that guy the odd man out.
Odd man out. You ain't getting the fucking ball, big dog.
So we feel pretty confident with this, but I felt like it was pretty much covered. So I kind of want to know what you would do with the ball in this play.
All right, let's see the concept. You go back real fast. You basically just throwing. I'm assuming you're throwing off the corner. It's kind of hard depending on how your coach tells you to read it.
Because usually, yeah, he tells me to read the corner's hips.
Yeah, read the
If he's
corner
parallel
hips.
with the sideline, hit the flat.
Yeah,
But I still felt like he was sitting down.
sitting down.
He was
right
still,
there.
Yeah, kind of
Yeah.
waiting.
If you get a corner that's running back and that's kind of hips open, going back towards your go route, unless it's a perfect ball right on that sideline tip marks, good 2-layer ball, just take that out. Because he got to go from running back to guarding the corner route to putting his foot in the ground, coming down, and once you get the ball to the out route, he's going vertical, he's going straight forward, and he can put his – so a lot of times corners can't tackle.
They don't want to tackle.
They don't want to tackle. You have some corners that would tackle and that would throw their body around, but in this instance, don't be greedy. Like Q said, he even get on to me. Like, I have an aggressive mindset. I'm assuming you have an aggressive mindset. But sometimes it's good to just take the profit, take the little check down, and then next time you do it, now the corner got it. You come right back to this play, you motion over. Oh, it's the same play. He just took this out. Now you use your eyes, show, and now you're throwing the corner.
It makes a ton of sense. Like, as soon as that butt gets to this guy right here, pause, then you just got to let that ball go. Put it out in the flats.
For sure.
Let him get it.
And you know, it's always easier to sit here and watch, stop the tape.
Yeah.
I should have did this, did that. And that's why we watch tape, we watch film. But, you know, in the heat of the moment, in the game, especially where you at in the pocket, the way that the corner, he looks like he's farther down than the receiver, but he's actually closer. So you just got to play all those factors out too.
And make plays with conviction, right? Sometimes you are good. I promise you this won't be the first or the last time you fuck up a read.
It happens. Every game, every week, every practice, it comes. That's why you learn from it. That's why it's one of the hardest, if not the hardest hardest thing to do is play quarterback in just football, period.
So if you just make a great fucking throw, guess what? Coverage don't even matter.
Problem
Don't
solved. All right, so this was a third and long situation, and they ran a lot of like Tampa 2. We
All
call it
right.
Tampa 2. And I just feel like that coverage is pretty hard to throw against. Our coach likes to try to drop screens or run the ball against it, but here.
What's the concept? What you guys
Yeah.
doing? I see it. You got corner, you got an over, and you got a dig, right?
Yep.
So you got a weak side flood concept versus cover 2. That's what we got going?
Yep.
So the first thing that you want to do, you're definitely going to start. This is a pure progression. So in pure progression is just in a situation where the coverage does not dictate how you read that play. When you get pure progression, you know you're going to be reading. You're essentially reading 1 here, right? Your 1 is to the left side. That hitching corner, read that as 1. Number 2, you get back to the over. 3, you get back to the dig. Last but not least, you should have a back getting out here. You guys' back has stayed in a lot in protection. That makes it very, very difficult to be a really good quarterback with a high completion percentage when you don't have a back that
And
gets out.
teams are only rushing 3, I've seen. Like 3 or 4 guys. I feel like your O-line should be able to block them. Like, I think right now they're rushing, 3?
Yep.
It seems like. That should be picked up. You should have enough time to be able to see, read coverages, and sit in the pocket. But I think you actually have to move on this, which isn't good because when they're rushing 3 and we got 5 to block, you should be fine.
So, yeah, the pressure's a bit problematic, but if you start your eyes to the left, fair, you got a couple things that should come open, and this is just understanding. This Mike linebacker, so if we start my eyes to the left, I'm going to take this corner. In the same situation that you just said, when I got that cornerback who's flat-footed, that's what you got right here. You can flatten out this guy, or you can throw him high, just depending on the leverage of the safety. But take your eyes to 1, and it's difficult when they're bringing pressure this fast. Maybe it's, do I get out and scramble? But if I start my eyes to number 1, I can throw this thing off 3.5 right now. Right? You're at the top of your drop, let this ball go, throw with anticipation, cornerback never makes
So
it.
pause it right here. So in this coverage, Tampa 2, where do you think the weakness in this coverage?
I'd say, like, to the sideline, right over. Like, I always try to hit hole shots.
Can you draw on that?
Over the corner.
You can't draw on
No,
that.
I can't draw on the huddle.
So you see in cover 2, you have this deep hole on the left side. You have the right side deep hole. You have the middle of the field. Tampa 2, of course, they want to draw the mic out, but the safeties are so wide. So if you have speed down the middle, the mic is shooting out. Now you have the middle of the field wide open. Like Q was saying earlier, in Tampa 2, if your back doesn't get out, you have no flat control. So all they can do is just sink. So that really throws off any type of read or any type of ball trying to throw backside to your dig of anything. So your best option on this play as we look at it is what Q said, is reading this corner. Basically what you said on the last play. If you see this guy low 5 yards, he's facing you, his hips is towards you, he's not going to make a play on that corner route. And then all you got to do is just throw the ball to the tick marks, like we know you can do, away from that safety. And
those tick marks are the sideline, the little
sideline,
dashes
yeah.
on the sideline.
Yeah, my bad.
Cool. I got a question for you. What do you have for Deshaun Watson? You got opportunity, sit here, ask him some questions, learn from the quarterback of the Cleveland Browns. What do you got for him? What do you think that he could add to your game?
Oh, I was gonna ask, like, when you're game planning throughout the week, probably starting on the weekend. Like for us, we usually try to get our game plan in by Wednesday. Do you guys usually get your game plan in early in the week and then try to perfect it, or you guys kind of adjusting and adapting as the week goes on?
Oh yeah, you always adjusting. Your game plan is never set in stone. Really none throughout the week.
These guys fucking put in a play the night before the game.
Yeah. So like we're putting in plays all the way up leading to kickoff, and then you're adjusting then. You have to always stay on the fly. If anyone has a game plan and they don't want, hey, this is the game plan and we're just gonna run this and call and we're not gonna adjust, you're pretty much gonna lose. Because those guys on the other side are adjusting, they're doing things to make sure this work, that work. So yeah, we get a game plan. Wednesdays is base downs, base runs, first and second down. Thursdays is third down. Fridays is red zone. Saturdays is 2 minute, 4 minute. So you're constantly putting in plays throughout the week. You got to be able to break down film and things like that. I meet with Quincy on Mondays. Tuesdays, we go through our previous tape. All right, cool. We get ahead on the next opponent. We watch tape, what they like to do in certain situations. Get to the facility on Wednesdays. We get the game plan. All right, we read out the game plan. This is what the defense want to do on first and second down. How are we going to attack that? Then you got to be able to study that. All right, cool. This is the game plan. So you might get something on Wednesday, and you might on Friday when you're working on red zone, that Wednesday game plan might be flipped backwards. It might be changed, formations changed, motions changed. So it's constantly, changing and really just evolving.
Got anything else for him?
That's it.
I'm going to be honest, Casey. Your mindset, the way that you want to attack football, even your approach coming in here today, is so impressive for a young man who doesn't just want to hear about all the good things that they do, but they want to really get better. And that's something that's really evident with you. Seeing the things that you've done on the field, I know that you're going to have a very, very bright future.
For sure.
And I hope that we get an opportunity to watch you play in college someday. We get to cut on ESPN and we see you out there dominating.
Most definitely.
I appreciate it.
We appreciate you. We appreciate everybody else tapping into Lockerverse. Make sure you hit the Dog Pound community. Join us each and every week, QB Unplugged, for unique insight from the quarterback position with Deshaun Watson.
Yep.
And myself, Quincy Avery. Make sure you tap into Lockerverse. Hey, man, you were really good, boss. Man. Thank you.
Thank you, Casey. Appreciate it.
I got you.
Great job.
Let's do. You want to do this picture real quick?